Good evening, folks. I'm back again. This is Deb Delapiana with your short take. So, I wasn't going to make one tonight because I'm actually working on a video talking about all of the great legislation that the GOP has, written and passed for the American people, which in and of itself should only take about 5 minutes because it's virtually nothing, but we won't talk about that in this video. That'll be maybe tomorrow's video. So I'm always amazed. I swear to God, social media is where intelligence goes to die, and in particular, Facebook. So I just happened to open up my phone earlier, and there it is. Again, a meme, which, I think is the downfall of American society, quite frankly, of the Statue of Liberty with her head in her hands, and the statement about how she can't believe how people are still enmeshed in the two-party system, the duopoly. Pray tell, folks, what would you suggest we do? Would you suggest self-governance? Well, you know what? We were once in a while ago talking about self-governance being an option. And then COVID hit, and I took a good look at the American people and how they would handle that situation. I'm curious as to what kind of system the American people could put together that would work better. Who would handle the public health? Who would handle environmental issues? How would we handle global warming? Who would handle other nations who are not such nice people? Those people do exist. It's not just America that's an imperial empire, my friends. I'm mystified by these people on Facebook in particular who think they're the countercultural revolutionaries. They're from my generation in many cases, and they're non-thinking morons, quite frankly. What system would we operate better in? These people can't even get out and vote. 52% of Americans actually vote. Perhaps if they participated in their government, in holding government accountable, in voting, in petitioning the government, we try to get people to go out in the street and protest, not what they did in January 6th, but just go out and peacefully protest. We couldn't get people off the fucking sofa. We tried that for 3 fucking years. They don't visit or contact their Congress people. They post on social media instead, as if every congressperson is going to follow every constituent down to the wire. These are people who are bitching that Trump hasn't been indicted yet because they don't think anything's going on. Like, what do you think the government's going to do when they're building a case against somebody? Post the result of their investigation on social media so that everybody can see it? We're talking about people who don't even have a cogent fucking thinking process. And these are the people who are suggesting that they could build a better system. They can't even make this one work. They can't even find a way to sit down and write a letter to their congressman. They can't find a way to mobilize other people to get out and vote. They're not even interested in that. What they're interested in, I've come to the conclusion, is pissing and moaning on Facebook and having 57 likes go up. Yes, they're all part of the same system. It's the duopoly. It's unfreaking believable how people can sit around all day long and piss and moan and never take the responsibility to improve on something. That apparently is not supposed to be the way it is. Apparently, our founding fathers didn't mean for us to be engaged with our political system. He was just going to plop down. They just plopped down a bunch of politicians and they're going to just all do the right thing. You can't even do the right thing. Give me a break, people. Please, pray tell. What would you suggest? A bunch of different parties? Okay, fine. That's what we call a coalition government. Do you know what that means? That means you really get what you want. That means everybody gets a little bit of everything. And that means, quite frankly, that you have to put up with people who might be fascists. We saw how that worked out in Italy, didn't we? Because they just elected their first fascist and since Benito Mussolini. I keep saying this. People don't listen to me. You know, I used to be a Green Party person until all of a sudden I started hearing from the Green Party that, well, we need to allow people in who are anti-trans. You know, until I started seeing posts from people I used to actually know, and I don't want to know them anymore, making statements that if we're going to survive, then all food must be vegan and all genders must be absolute, meaning all cisgender. No, I'm sorry, folks. That doesn't seem right for me. That's not what the Green Party was supposed to be all about. This is what I'm trying to explain to you, okay? I'm going to tell you flat out where we are, all of you countercultural thinkers with your great memes. You do know the Statue of Liberty is a statue, right? She actually doesn't sit with her face in her hands and make the statements that you're saying, right? Somebody makes those up. You do know that, right? I'm not quite sure that the American people understand that statues can't talk or think. They're just pieces of granite in the middle of the ocean holding a torch. I'm going to tell you something. We have a choice in this country right the fuck now. It's fascism and the GOP, or it's democracy and the Democrats. And while I'm telling you this, I'm acknowledging the Democrats aren't perfect. You know what? Here's the problem. There's never going to be a perfect government, not as long as people are there, not as long as people are in it, and not as long as people like you refuse to participate in it and instead want to post on social media thinking that that's going to change the world. That doesn't change the world, okay? Understand? I mean, I'm not saying I don't post on social media, but I do other things. Right now, I'm hoping to get an appointment with Elizabeth Warren. That's what I do. I used to actually be a lobbyist for the Human Rights Campaign in the 90s. See, that's what you do. It's called participation. And I actually do vote. I voted by mail the last time. And I'm going to vote by mail again. And I actually tracked my ballot to make sure it got counted. Did you do that? Only 52% of registered Democrats voted in the midterms, even after they watched Donald Trump and the GOP try to overthrow the government. Even as they watch people like Ron DeSantis, now in the book-burning phase of his career, even as they watch people filing legislation to oppress transgender people and deny them health care, even as they see all of that, only 52% get out and vote. I will tell you this. If you do not vote in 2024, if you do not participate and you allow the GOP to retain the House and take the Senate, you won't be posting shit. You will be miserable. I promise you, because I know some of you are probably white and male, and some others of you are probably white and women, and you're not of childbearing age, so abortion laws don't matter to you, and you're probably heterosexual, so, you know, anti-LGBTQ laws don't matter to you. But you know what? They'll find a way. By the way, white women, all women, you really think the GOP's on your side? You think just because you're women and you're of a certain age, you're safe? I got some really bad news for you. There are some people out there that don't even think women should have the right to vote. Oops, did I say vote? But do you vote? I am so fucking tired of memes and people who say stuff like, I can't believe people are still participating in the duopoly. Well, what would you like us to do? Sit around like you and do nothing? Sorry, those days are gone. That's so 2016. Get a clue. I'll talk to you all later.